You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Fosters After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Fosters After Show.
Oh, that's right. Bring it in.
Okay.
Bring it in.
We got a headbox.
Oh, and we'll take it. A little shoulder. Bing is for doing, and we are right back here doing it again. That's right. This is season 1, episode 2, consequently of the ABC family drama, and I do mean drama. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. The Fosters. I'm Tara Johnson, and so excited to be here with you today. I think I feel bad because you guys are not having as much fun as we've been having thus far, but we're going to catch you up really quickly. I have some amazing co-hosts with me today, if they would like to introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Jeffrey Masters.
And I am Jillian Leff. Hi, guys.
And we'd like to welcome Jillian to the AFTERBUZZ family. This is her very first show.
I know, be kind to me.
And we don't stop there. If you saw in the frame with Jillian, there's this really handsome man here who looks a little familiar if you saw the show. And we are here today with the one, the only, the hilarious, as a matter of fact, Danny Nucci's in the house. Yeah. We have Mike in his house. It don't get much better than this. So this week's episode was drama-filled yet again.
They're all drama-filled. Just wait.
They really are,
It just gets worse and worse. It gets heavier and heavier.
ABC Family is blowing my mind. I can't even believe it. And it's just the second episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and they keep pushing the envelope.
Did you know that it was going to be like this kind of series when you got the role?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I had no idea. I thought I was just going to be like, the dad that came up and down the stairs and said, Brandon, now come on, let's go.
Just another police officer.
It's my weekend,
Right.
That's what I thought it was going to be. And
man, every episode they keep whipping it out.
Yeah.
But not literally.
No way. You were a part of this.
It is a family show.
Yeah. And what did you think when you read the pilot episode? When you read the script, what popped into your mind?
I just thought it moved really well. Mm-hmm. For a pilot, usually it's really hard to do a pilot because you got to introduce everybody and make it seamless and not make it seem like, okay, now come the twins. Here are the Latino twins of the family. Like you don't want it to seem like that. And when I read the pilot, I thought, they've really done that well. It just really in the course of the show, I thought it was great. And the way they revealed the little brother, and you didn't know that it was the little brother. Mm-hmm. You thought maybe it was like some boyfriend that she was hooking up with, and
or selling drugs for.
Yeah, whatever, something devious. And that's one of the things that I really loved about it, and the pace of it, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I think I write about 5 to 6 pages of notes every week. We're watching the show. I'm like, I can't keep up with everything.
It's kind of nice being on this side going, just wait. That's wrong.
We're going to try to get something out of him today on this show.
No, I've been sworn to secrecy.
We can break you here at AFTERBUZZ.
I bet you can.
We're that good.
I bet you are.
Write it down. I'll read it off.
Okay. Slip it on the table.
So we want to start the show talking about the topic. We called it the three-way parenting.
Yes, the three-way parenting.
The three-way parenting.
Yeah, It
was a great issue because the show is introduced so over and over again as the lesbian couple who are raising the kids, but the father is kind of this afterthought that's pushed to the back. But you, what do you say they call you on the set, Tabasco?
Yeah, just come in a little bit. It's great, spices it up. You don't want too much. Get him the hell out of there. It's on screen for a little while, then get him the hell out.
That's a great metaphor, actually.
Right?
Yeah, well, in episode 1, we kind of got a taste of the Mike-Lena relationship and how there sort of might be some sparks there. Now flip to this episode, and the three-way parenting drama is alive and on fire.
Yeah, it starts to come to fruition, doesn't it? One of my favorite lines from the pilot was she opens the door and she's like, Hi, Mike. There was so much in just that word, just Mike. She threw so much in Mike. I hate that. I fucking hate you. But yeah, no, it does. And one of the things that I loved about it is I was actually right in this case. It's sort of the way I look at it. Mike, I thought Mike had I thought Mike was right in this case.
Well, that was the point of it. Like, I thought, like, it started a lot of drama, but like he was like had every like right to say what he did.
But how great is Lena's line? Lie, you lie. Anyway, it's been in a relationship and you're in an awkward social situation and you don't have your partner's back. It's just such a great line for just you lie. In this case, you just lie, and then we'll deal with it later. I thought it was great.
Yeah, that whole scene though, I don't think there's another like relationship dynamic like that or a scene on television where there's like a gay couple and like the biological dad like fighting over parenting rights. Like, interesting.
Yeah,
fresh.
no, it's really cool. I mean, that's one, and the greatest thing of it is that's not the equation. That's not in the equation at all. None of that is in the equation. It's really about 3 parents. Could be any gender, could be any orientation, dealing with that same issue. You all 3 love the kid. You're all trying to find your place within being a parent and helping raise this child.
Yeah,
I think that's I love that everything just gets. Like, we pretend it's not there, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show is like publicized, as we said, about like a lesbian couple dealing with like family issues, but the family issues are so large that it's not like a lesbian couple. It's about like foster care and like teenage drug use, and like I don't even know they're lesbians after a while.
And also just dealing with exes. I mean, just dealing with exes and children. Yeah, right. And working. I mean, in this case, you're working with your ex, and it just all that history comes seeping through, and it gets more intense.
Let's talk about that.
Sure.
From the first episode.
Sure. Ask away.
I think I was the main person that said. The explanation that Mike gave about requesting to be Stef's partner because I just feel she'll be more protected if I'm with her out there, I ain't buying it.
Huh.
At all.
Huh.
And
that's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, okay. All right. It's early in the show.
to like support Tara, I thought that was like the one thing I thought was suspect, but only because the chief let it happen.
So easily.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sleeping with the chief on the show?
I am not.
Okay.
At this point, sleeping with the chief. However, we don't know what can develop. I mean, there's no rules on this show. You don't know what can happen.
I mean, listen, as far as what's been jam-packed in the first 2 episodes,
right?
I have a feeling that something's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little
bit. It gets heavy. I'm like, I read the scripts and I go, can we do that? It's ABC Family. Can we do that?
I know.
Well, how do you prepare for a role like this? Because there's nothing like it on television.
Well, certain aspects of the role I've prepared for my whole career. I have played a police officer a number of times, so that work was kind of already done. As far as being the parent of a 16-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, and as far as having an ex-wife, I have an ex-wife. So all those things kind of came easily to me.
So how much are you pulling from personal experience?
It's all my imagination. I'm using my imagination for everything.
I love the line and the honesty of Mike's character when he said, I don't want to be this kind of absentee father any longer. It was just really easy for me to let go of the reins and let you and Lena parent. And I think that's a realization that a lot of parents or men may have, but no one wants to admit it. So I loved that line, that amount of honesty from your character.
Yeah, and I actually like the way that they allowed it to come out, which was not some sort of preachy, but just in the car trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say to my ex-wife in this situation, not like, well, I've thought about this and here's what I've realized. It wasn't that. I love that they wrote it in that I don't know what that. I don't know why. I'm really uncomfortable. This isn't good. Something's wrong. I think it might be this. And it's as an actor when you read that, you go, yes, nice job, guys.
And I liked from that too. It's like you too. You can tell her like great parents, and you like didn't want to take away from that. And
yeah, and you like the kid's fine. The kid's fine. The kid's fine. And you realize their kid's fine. Where's my kid? My kid. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
And Sherry Psalm was here last week, and she explained,
is
she not the
She's the best. She's the best.
And gorgeous. And Sherry, you come on back anytime you want to.
I've done a lot of shows, and I've worked a lot, and when you get a cast like this to go to work, you're just grateful. You go to work happy, man, because the whole cast is just awesome. Awesome.
She said the same thing.
Yeah, no, we're so like, I mean, you know, you go to work and you go, please, 7 years, please 7 years. You know, it's just so nice. It's so nice.
She was telling us that Tim Busfield, who directed
Yeah,
the pilot
yeah.
and this episode,
Yeah.
created issues during rehearsals to kind of build that family unit.
He was so funny. First rehearsal, he brings us in the trailer, me and Terry, and he's telling, well, you know, kind of what's the history here between. He just starts asking, let's get it out. I don't want anything clean or line. I want it messy. I want things to be messy. And he goes, okay, so Danny, you have an ex-wife? Yeah. He goes, what's her name? I'm like, Terry. Her name is Terry, and that just set us right off, and we were in hysterics. And I was, all right, here we go. That was very funny.
So you fell into character pretty quickly,
Pretty quickly,
is that right?
yeah.
Now, did they ever get to, like, obviously you guys got divorced, you and Steph did, not Terry, you and Steph, and then she was, like, a lesbian, and, like...
Kind of a personal question, don't you think?
Do they ever, like, get to, like, how that, like, issue was dealt with in later
they
episodes?
might.
Maybe.
Maybe they do, maybe
Okay.
they don't. You know, I think it's one of those things that we want to piecemeal out.
Yeah.
You know, just reveal a little bit and a little bit and a little bit.
Well,
Okay.
because how it's laid out right now, I mean, Lena as a character is completely different than you. Obviously, that topic came up in the three-way parenting argument. You know, you call her a hippie, and she's all about free parenting and being, easy breezy, and gives a lot of control to her kids. And you, on the other hand, are the disciplinarian. So I'm very curious to see why you and Steph broke up. Why she got together with Lena. I mean, you're polar opposites, so maybe that has something to do with it, but...
I can't give her what Lena can give her, really, is the short answer. That's really the short answer without getting into too
What do you
much
mean,
trouble.
Danny?
Or as
I'm confused.
I like to say, I'd leave Mike for Lena too.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, no, and as far as the the perspective on disciplining children, I think just Mike's just struggling and clutching at straws to be the good dad. I mean, I think that's what the whole episode is, He comes to a realization now that, the kid's 16. It's like time's running out to be like the dad, and, he wants to be around. He wants to be part of it. He wants to have an influence. And I think Mike's doesn't have a lot going on outside of work.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Mike has a lot going on outside of work.
Now, will Mike become more involved with the other kids in the family, say Mariana and Jesus?
It's quite possible.
He is
Okay.
giving away
Quite possible.
nothing. We are going to continue to try.
No, listen, and I would tell you, but I really don't want to ruin it. I mean,
It's okay. You can ruin it for
Come on, haven't you ever looked at a book and go, all right, how many pages is this book? And you get to the end and you read a little thing, you're like, come on! No, I
Absolutely
can't read
not.
the book. Really?
Never.
That's never happened?
Not
That's
around
just me?
here.
I'm alone in this?
Yes.
That's hysterical.
At AFTERBUZZ, we want all the dirt up front.
No, I will not divulge.
So, you're saying you can't divulge whether or not you will adopt Jude and Callie?
Predictions.
That's
I
right.
love it.
That's right. I cannot.
Okay. Oh, he's winking.
I'm
There we
not
go.
I'm just
winking.
gonna wink.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm not winking.
Well, speaking of the twins on this episode, it kind of picked up where the pilot left off. We got a little more information about Mariana, selling the drugs.
You got to say that
stealing-
right, because if you don't say it right on the set, I mean, you're in trouble. People will look at you funny.
Really?
No.
Invite me on the set. I'll get
No.
it right every
Come
single
on.
time. About her stealing the pills and selling them. And then also the effect on Jesus and him getting in the fight and covering up for his sister. Like, this is another dynamic of not just brother and sister, but twins, and this connection that makes this family so believable. But I have to ask the question.
Please.
If we were put in this position, would you guys do the same thing? Would you take the fall for your sister, your twin sister?
I think they did a nice job in that scene before. You gonna be all right? I think they did all right with that scene beforehand. I mean, you really sort of felt her feeling like, oh my God, they will not love me, and on the heels of her mother, I thought, it didn't just come out of nowhere like, oh, the brother's sticking up for. I thought it was done really nicely, where he really had time to soak that in and go, oh boy, I cannot let her take the beating for this, and so I thought that was done well.
I mean, I think I think you're right. And they have those moments in this show between the twins, and then also when Jude walked up to Lena saying, "Do you have chores for me? They normally have chores when we're in a foster family before they get rid of us." And I was just like, wait a minute, I'm done. I need a moment. Press pause in the DVR.
Is he great? Well, now you actually saw him say more than one word.
It's true.
He's terrific, that kid. Hayden, he's terrific. He literally, he's emotionally 47 years old. He frightens me. He is so smart and mature, and I feel like a little kid around him. Like, hey, man. Hi, Danny. All right. Or actually, he comes up to me. Hey, Danny Nucci. How you? Hey.
Have you developed kind of like a father and son relationship with the guys, or
Not
like,
at all.
like brothers?
Not at all.
Or...
They just like to make fun of me. They all just make fun of me. How many followers you got on Twitter? Really? 8. Nice. Good work. You know. I mean, they just love to make fun of me.
We're following you, so that gives you
There
9.
you go. 9. You, my mother,
followers.
my sister.
So what did you two think, Jeff? Would you have taken the fall for your sister on this one?
You know, I think of myself as a nice person. I would not.
I think of myself as a nice person.
However, I would have convinced her that they're to confess what she did, and as well like to say, because I was doing it for my horrible birth mother, because like I'm trying to give her money because she's also a crack whore. I just sell drugs. She does them. And I think had she like told them that rationality, they would have been like, oh my God, you're grounded, but we understand.
Yeah, I actually, good.
I agree with you completely, but what I would have done is I would have gone straight to Lena, because she seems like she's a little bit more relaxed.
No, you wouldn't go to Steph with that one?
Not
So
at all.
Steph, I stole the drugs, sold them to give my crackhead mom some money.
And then you sort of see like a little like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
I'm very disappointed in you. That was actually a very good Lena. Nice work.
I don't know. I think Lena might have pulled it out. You know, when she busted Kelsey in the bathroom, sniffing the pills,
Can we talk about that for a second on ABC Family?
and we heard the sniff, and we were both like, "Is that on ABC Family?"
Pushing the envelope, ripping the envelope in half,
Absolutely.
basically.
Absolutely.
I couldn't believe it.
Amazing. And how far is ABC Family going to let you guys go?
All I can say is every week I read a script and I think, can we do this on ABC Family? Is this all right? Can we do this? Is that gonna be all right?
HBO.
Every commercial break, I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know.
Every time.
Yeah.
I like that my mom gets uncomfortable with stuff that's on the show. It's like, that means, okay, then we're doing something good. You know, she's my mom. She's like, oh, why did they do that? You know.
And what does
she
your mom
talks.
think about the show, about the parenting?
She just thinks it's great. She's just, you know, she just loves to see me on TV. I mean, I could be awful, and she's like, oh, actually, that's not true. She's a tough critic, but she really loved it. She goes, oh, it's a good show. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh, what would you have done if it was your brother or sister?
I think we would have had a long talk, but no, my father was no joke. I would not have taken that fall. Sorry. I would not have taken it. It was just so severe, and it had so much wrapped up in it, because I do think they need to tell their moms about the visit with Anna and how everything went down. It needs to come out. It really needs to come out. And this just seems like it's going to snowball into a bigger problem.
Of course, like dramatically, it has to happen with Mariana. Like she has to like have that guilt built up in her.
And what about...
And she'll explode, or she'll get cancer from all the guilt. That's what happens. Anger
happens.
stays inside of you, and it comes to a ball.
That's what
That's
happens.
medically
true.
medically speaking.
Wow. There you have it.
You learned something
Thank
here
you.
new,
Listen.
Danny.
Jeffrey Masters, MD.
I'm a wealth of knowledge.
I'm picking that up.
Don't be passive aggressive.
I'm not.
I can tell.
I love how
I'm just aggressive.
I love how Callie didn't rat her out, though. I thought that was very interesting to me, given the fact that at school it's not as if she and Mariana are just the best of friends. I think it's almost Mean Girls the way they treat her a little bit. And she had the opportunity to clear her name, and she was like, "No, I'll hold your secret. It's all good."
Well, that's why I think that character played by the actress who plays Callie is like brilliant, the acting and writing, because like she has to be so calculated to be like in the foster care system, and so she's like thinking things over, like kind of like watching it, like very calculated moves.
She's
I
all
see
about
that.
the layers.
Absolutely.
She has so many layers that we do not even know about yet. And
I just think Maya Mitchell, who plays Callie, you know, I just love how she just plays everything like. And then I'm gonna answer the question. It's like everything is just like,
She takes the beat.
I've got to edit here because if I don't, me and Jude might not be here.
Yeah.
And you know, she does a really wonderful job of it.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
You know, but that being said, though, everybody is. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really talented people, especially
yeah.
kids.
They're terrific.
You know,
Just terrific.
last week Sherry said a lot of the people that she talked to when she told them that she was working on a show with children, you know, like, oh, you're gonna, you know, it's gonna be like a weird experience, and she said everyone treats each other like equals.
Oh yeah,
We're
no.
all great, and everybody's equal, and everyone's very mature and respectful, and it's just that.
It's a really professional environment, you know. I mean, they have fun, but you know, once we start rolling and rehearsing, they're on point, all of them on point. I wish I was that mature when I was their age.
But they are young adults. Do they ever bring any of their
Lunch, they go nuts. They go nuts at lunch. I've had lunch with them many a time.
Free food.
Okay, yeah, well, no, you know, we're like, you know, they release us when we're working on the stages. You know, they release us for an hour so we'll go, like, I'll go have, and they're out of their minds. They're just nuts. That's when you really go, oh yeah, I'm old. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm old. Yeah, they're nuts.
What's the wildest thing that's happened during one of these lunches, Danny?
The wildest thing that's happened?
Let it be known.
I don't know. Nothing out of the ordinary wild. Just, you know, they're just like, you know, just like lose their mind. Oh, yeah, they just like literally lose their minds.
They're so mature on the show, so you know it's good to know.
Oh
that
no,
they really still are.
they're all of 19 and 18 or whatever they are. Yeah, no, they're
Interesting.
nuts. They flip out. I mean, if they like something, you'll know it.
And if they don't?
You'll know it.
So, getting back to the show, Jesus is going down, we think. Or it could be another instance where Stef and Lena decide not to ground him and figure
They're
something.
the nicest parents ever.
They're the
aren't
nicest
they?
parents ever. And these major issues being thrown at them all the time. But I have a feeling something else is going to come out. I don't know, his character is starting to have this kind of, and it's not because he's not taking medication. He just seems to be a pretty intense character, and it seems to be building. And he has this relationship with Lexi.
Oh, yeah.
His sister's best friend. So I don't know. I'm wondering what's going to make that balloon pop. I'm expecting a little explosion.
There's some balloons popping in the coming episodes. There's some drama.
Well, I mean, you saw how aggressive Jesus got when he was on his medication and he was agitated slightly. It wasn't even that big of a deal, and he made it a big deal. So I also really like the fact that they're bringing somebody with ADD into the forefront of television, because I know so many people suffer from ADD and ADHD that it's a huge issue, and I'm so glad that they're sort of talking about it and, you know, how important it is to take your medication if you have it, how important it is to not take the medication if you don't have it, and the things that you can do that are bad. I mean, that's just, again, another layer to these kids that where it just keeps unpeeling. We just keep finding out new things.
And I think one of like the amazing things about the show is that it tackles so many like big current issues without feeling like it's overdoing it.
Exactly.
Like I never feel like, oh my god, like another issue, like I'm over it, you know?
Yeah, no, it seems that they all come out in the course of who these people are, which is one of the things that I loved about the show. And it's in the course of who these people are. It's
Yeah.
not like, what can we do this week? Let's bring that current event into, you know, I was just like, no, let's not.
Yeah.
No, it really comes, and that's why I think that the show is picked up by ABC Family, because you can see the potential for so much. I mean, there's so many different things going on already brewing, and it just I'm telling you, it gets worse.
And oh no.
It gets worse. How's this? It gets worse before it gets better.
Oh.
Wait, Tabasco.
Yeah. Yes, it's my new handle.
Do you bring, since you're a father of 16-year-olds, do you ever come to table reads and say, I don't know if it would really go down? Like, do you give your input? Do you ad-lib?
I ad-lib a lot. Actually, the last time I ad-libbed, the next day I saw it, it was actually in the script, so that was really nice. Yeah, it's always nice when it happens. Yeah, no, they're very collaborative. I mean, they are very clear about what they like. But if something doesn't sit right and you've tried it and you've tried to make it work, they're like, go ahead, you know, and they're like, change it, go ahead, that's great. What is it? What do you want to change it to? Let's rehearse it. Let's say, yeah, that's great. Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they're it's very collaborative. They're not like you have to say this line, but I want to go and is it? No, you can't. No, they're not like that. They want you to be as comfortable and as free as you want to be.
Well, speaking of being comfortable and free and great collaborations, Jeff, why don't you tell us about Serial Buddies?
Absolutely. So, our CEOs and co-founders, Maria Menounos and Kevin Arnagara, who created AfterBuzz TV, also are working on Serial Buddies, The Adventures of Serial Buddies, a serial killer buddy comedy. Pretty much two best friends.
A serial killer buddy comedy?
Yeah, it's like
Absolutely.
The first one of its kind.
It's like a sexy Hannibal Lecter and like an Eric Rudolph, but with blonde tips. They kill people. And they're best friends, and they text, and they kill more people. They keep texting, and they make a movie about it. It stars many people that I'm not going to list for you now, but you can download it on iTunes or get it on www.serialbuddies.com for $5.99.
That's a steal.
That's
It's
a
a
deal.
steal, but don't steal it. So we bring you the best
But don't
in
steal it.
interviews with the cast, recap shows, fan fun, favorites, and we do that all for free. And we're asking you just to do us a +1, baby. Download Serial Buddies.
Absolutely.
Great.
And while you're downloading that, go to iTunes, click on the Foster's AfterBuzz show, and subscribe to watch us. You can download our show on iTunes, or you can watch us on YouTube. And we're always looking for comments. We're definitely looking for ratings. We're working for 5 stars for you over here. If you like us, let us know. If you don't like us, give us 5
Don't
stars.
let us know.
Give us 5 stars first, and then you can tell us what you don't like. But we're working hard for you over here. We really appreciate you going to iTunes and rating us. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Was it?
Boom, baby.
Boom.
Lovely. It was gorgeous.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you said lovely and gorgeous, because there was also love in the air on this show everywhere.
You are on par with the Dovetails
Well,
tonight.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying.
Thank you so much. I
But
tried.
yes, love was in the air.
Love was everywhere.
Specifically, Callie and Brandon.
Yeah, what is up with that?
Yeah, they seemed, there's a lot of buzz between the two of them, wasn't there?
Making me nervous.
I didn't know a guitar could bring people together like that.
Oh,
You know
I
what was
knew it.
great? You know what scene I really loved was the scene between Talia and Callie,
Mm-hmm.
where everything they say is really friendly.
Too
Everything
friendly?
they say is, "Hey, this is really, oh, welcome." But that's not what she said.
Isn't it so awesome that Steph
Yeah.
buys us condoms?
Who says that? I know. I felt so bad. But again, Callie, calculating everything, understanding what's going on, took it all in like, okay, I see the game being played. This is not my first time at the rodeo. I got you.
Yeah.
Not even shaking a bit. And completely understands you're completely threatened by me. She understood 100%. That's the feel I got.
Yep.
Do you think she rattled it off?
She's had a bit of life, that Callie.
She's cool as a cucumber.
She was. And I like your scarf. No, you don't.
That was the silent moment afterwards, wasn't it? No, you don't. You
She
don't
says in her
my
like
scarf.
black shirt and black jeans. I was like, okay. I really want Mariana at lunch to invite her over to eat with her each time. I'm like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, I think something's going to break out in that bedroom with the two of them sharing it together.
Oh, right.
A lot happens in this show. I think they're going to set that up for some drag out, someone's going to ask for someone's sweater and it's just going to go down.
Back to Callie and Brandon though, a lot of the issues we see like have resolutions that they can like move on with. But if Callie and Brandon end up like anything happening between them in the house, that's like a big issue that you can't get
Huge
over.
no-no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a huge no-no.
And that's something you can't just like bypass, ignore after you like ground them for a week.
But how do you stop teenagers? How do you stop anyone who's like falling in love? But teenagers at that, hormones are raging. It's kind of this thing where it just happens.
Living under the same roof.
It's true. It's close quarters.
Listen, we all saw the leg touch. That's what started it all. And then the guitar. And then Brandon cancels plans with his girlfriend to hang out with Callie.
Very specific plans with his
Absolutely.
girlfriend.
She was at
Out,
home.
chicka, wow, wow.
Candle
Yeah, I mean, you saw the
plans.
candles, right? I thought it was a nice
She had
touch.
candles and everything. She was
She's
waiting.
all made up. She looked great. Yeah.
And nothing. She got shut down.
What a
Yeah.
letdown.
I mean, if I can speak for Danny, which he can't, so I'll just say it all. I'm predicting that's a big balloon that's gonna pop, and with irrecoverable consequences.
Absolutely.
It may just get ugly. It
Oh,
just
no.
may get really ugly on the Fosters.
Oh no.
Well, I just have to say though, as the girlfriend, I would be a little uncomfortable. Maybe not that insecure, but a little uncomfortable. And I would want to claim my territory just a tad bit. Maybe not over Mean Girl lunch, but
Mean Girl lunch.
I would
It was
want...
totally a Mean
Was
Girl
it a
lunch.
Mean
Oh,
Girl?
totally.
Yeah.
I love that
my
you
gosh.
called it that. Mean
Oh, that's
Girl
what I wrote
lunch.
down too.
Mean Girl lunch?
Absolutely.
Mean Girl
Great.
lunch.
Oh my gosh, I love your bracelet. Literally a line
Did
from
Tina
Mean
Fey
Girls.
write the Rough Oscars?
Oh, is that actually a line? Is it really? That's funny. I did not. I did not know that.
Oh my
There you go.
word.
Get him, Marissa.
Thank you, Karen from Mean Girls.
Jumbo.
So it was a total Mean Girl move. I can't blame her for pulling just a little stunt because she sees it coming.
But it's like, what else could she do? She wants to like make her move at some point. Yeah.
Well, that moment when she walks by and they're in the music room together alone at lunch. Hello.
There are no empty
Hello.
classrooms in
You'd
high
have
school.
to you'd have to be made of ice to not feel
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. And it started in the pilot. We said it last week. We're like, do you possibly think something can happen between Callie and Brandon?
I have a question. I went to school in the South, also known as North Carolina, so it's a little more conservative, I think. Who knows? Was there that much PDA at your high schools? Because there's a lot, like, in this show.
No. And I went to school in the South also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Georgia.
So I'm from Jersey. Hey. There was.
Really?
Maybe it's an East Coast thing.
Like, everybody knew everybody's business. 'Cause
Really?
They saw it happen in front of them. And, like, people kissed. You know who was hooking up with who. And I guess that's just, it's
Where
just
was the
how it
PDA
was.
in the show? I missed it.
The Talia and Brandon were, like, making out in the middle of the
Oh
hallway.
yeah. in the
Every
middle of
single
the
time she
hallway.
sees
That's
him.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
and then
good
there's
point.
like, I'm going to class, kiss. Kelsey afterward, kiss. And I was like,
But
okay.
it's not a normal kiss. It's like a I want to jump your bones kiss.
Right here in the
Every
hallway.
time.
I don't know. It just was so weird for me because I was like, maybe I saw that like once in my total high school experience.
Well, speaking of kisses, how about the Lexi Jesus kiss in his bedroom? Can we talk about that?
In the bedroom. And his sister didn't see anything. She has no idea what's going on.
Teenagers are horny. I'm just saying.
But with everything going down between the two of them, how do you think she's going to react to her best friend dating her brother?
I would never hook up with my best friend's brother.
I don't think well.
Oh, really? That's so weird.
Really? Would you like to add a little bit to
No,
that?
I just.
Is that a possible
My
teaser?
guess is, I don't think well.
And also, like, out of all the girls at the school, of course, it had to be the sister's best friend. Drama, lots of drama.
But he's playing a little game with her because she was like, oh, you mean, kissing me when you're not feeling well? And he was like, what makes you think you're the only girl I was kissing? Hook, line, and sinker. She was down for the cause. No better way to hook someone in. Absolutely. Make them feel like they're not the only one. Come on. You know it works.
I mean, as a female, okay, we both looked at each other after he said that, and we were just like, oh man.
Yeah, she's done. She's a goner. He has her right there.
And also, though, if it doesn't come out that Jesus stood up for Mariana, he's got like a big IOU on her. He can just like hold that over her head till they graduate. So it's
Yes.
gotta come out.
I think we should move into some predictions.
Oh man.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, what happened in the preview for this coming episode?
All right, we saw a fight that involved, what was it, Steph?
Brandon.
Brandon. There was another one with Mariana and Callie. You don't know your daughter as well as you
Oh, yeah,
think
you
you
think
do.
Oh yeah.
So, Danny, what's coming up?
Drama. Lots and lots of drama.
What a shocker.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to drama?
No, I'm really not afraid to say. What am I gonna ruin it? Oh yeah. So this is what happened. So when
So they
Callie,
break up.
and then Steph. No, you don't have to watch. I'll tell you exactly how. And
Oh,
then,
God.
and then what happens at the end? The cliffhanger at the end for the next week's episode. Oh, it's the. Oh my God! They're not. Let's say anything.
Okay.
Well, Jillian, what do you think is coming up?
All right, so I think that something is definitely going to go down between the girls. They're sharing a bedroom. Mariana is seemingly, one of the well-behaved children to her moms. She doesn't want to do anything wrong. She doesn't want them to see her in a negative light. And I think that all of her mean girlness, her drug dealing is going to come out for sure.
For sure. Jeff, what do you think is on the horizon?
I don't know. I just think the Callie, Brandon, Talia,
Talia.
Tiana,
Tiana.
Talia.
Brandon and his girlfriend, the redhead, as I call her in my notes. I think that's gonna be a big like triangle of drama, whether it be next week or following weeks. We'll see. That's a bit I think that'll play out over a couple episodes. Tell us this? I think this is a question you can't answer.
It's so bad. I feel like the great guy. I know the answer. I was there.
So Mike was a very big presence in this episode, episode 2. Will he have that big of a role in other coming episodes?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. No. The next one is yeah. No. The next one there's a nice storyline between Mike and Brandon and Stef.
Great.
And Lena.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And see, I think that goes hand in hand in my prediction. As much as I love Steph and Lena together, I'm starting to see some cracks in the relationship. I mean, with all these kids and these issues, I mean, it's hard parenting and keeping it together. I loved at the end how they grabbed each other's hands in the bed just to show we're still united and still a couple. We're still in this on each other's side. But I think there may be some tough times coming for this couple.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know.
They're two parents dealing with teenage children who have been together for a while.
I mean, what else can you say?
I mean, you know, whether they're two women, two men, or a guy and a girl, it doesn't matter. That's what they're dealing with.
And a lot of it.
Yeah, and it
A growing number.
and a heightened version of it.
Oh,
well,
man.
I think we wrapped this up with a very nice little bow. It's episode 2. Again, I'm Tara Johnson. Was so happy to be here with you today, and we want to make sure that you know how to find all of us. So, Jillian, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Jillian Leff or on my website, jillianleff.com. Where can we find you, buddy?
At the Danny Nucci on Twitter and on Facebook at The Real Danny Nucci.
The Real.
Oh.
And on ABC Family Fosters, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m. Pacific? Or 9 p.m.?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Pacific.
6 p.m. Eastern.
There you go. Thank
6
you.
p.m. Yeah.
Where are we?
When
You know what I'm saying.
When I start,
9 p.m. Eastern.
I can't do math anymore. And Jeff, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JeffMasters1. It's plural.
You can find me, write that down. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Path to Passion. Again, we are so happy that you joined us today. Danny, you can come back anytime
Great.
you like. The AfterBuzz doors are swung open wide for you, sir.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll get something out of them next time. But until next time, we are here and we'll be watching the Fosters. We hope that you will be too. Until next time.
Thanks,
From
guys.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.